You know, in a weird way, I want to thank Elon Musk because it's made a lot more people interested in this organization. If you want a shirt like this, just add a .org to that. But we've also got this one. And there's a story behind this one. And in honor of the largest police union condemning Donald Trump for his release of all the January 6 terrorists, I want to tell you the story behind this. My name is Christopher Goldsmith. I am a former U.S. Army Sergeant, and I'm the founder of Task Force Butler Institute and Veterans Fighting Fascism. The purpose of our organization is to gather evidence of criminality by extremist organizations so that they can be held accountable in a court of law. That goes for both civil and criminal. In September of 2022, my organization released its first major report. It was called Project Blacklisted, which you can find on our website. And it identified dozens of neo-Yazis. You know, the ones who come out of the U-Hauls wearing Best Buy uniforms and white masks, carrying shields. They have a habit of attacking people. Well, we connected dozens of them to criminal activity, which over time resulted in a bunch of them getting arrested, some of them getting convicted, and most recently, a $3 million judgment against them for one of the victims. Well, one of the Substack Yazis, a guy in his 50s, who's dedicated his adult life to spreading Yahtzee propaganda, again on Substack, he decided that he was going to go after me to punish me for releasing this report. Now, to be clear, my organization does not dox people. We don't put people's phone numbers and addresses online. What we do is we gather evidence of criminal activity and we provide that evidence to law enforcement and to victims, again, so that people can be held accountable in a court of law. They have a right to a jury trial. We're not declaring anyone guilty. The justice system does that. Now, this elder Yahtzee decided the way that he was going to punish me was he was going to show up to my mother's house and deliver a threat. And he knew full well, he had done his homework. He knew what my organization does. I mean, that's why he went after us. So within hours of this event happening, which was caught on camera, we identified him, we got his license plate, and we let the police know. Now, the initial response in rural North Carolina, it's a small sheriff's office that doesn't really see stuff like this very often. They didn't recognize that a crime had happened because the threat was not written in words, it was the gift itself. The gift was a book called The White Dolphin. The White Dolphin is a child's book, belongs in children's libraries, and it is a sad story about an activist whose mother goes missing because of their work. And at the end of the book, the activist comes to terms with the fact that his mother was disappeared and she's not coming back. On the cover of this book was a picture of the guy from Germany. And on the back was a sticker that said FBI plus Antifa cooperation. Inside the book, this man left his stamp for his Substack page because he wanted me to know that he was the one who did it. So despite the fact that we were able to identify the perpetrator immediately, the cops did nothing. They didn't recognize it as a threat. So, hence, cops don't stop Yahtzees. We do. However, it is our mission to keep everything above board, to keep everything legal. Since we had this man's identity, we went down to North Carolina and talked to a judge and had a warrant issued. It was then that he was arrested for misdemeanor stalking. By the way, the night before the guy showed up at my mother's house, he posted a picture on his personal Facebook page of my mother's home. And he had been posting about me on neo-Yahtzee websites for months at this point. Long story short, this man was convicted of a felony hate crime. And that is because we are persistent, we gather evidence, and we keep it above board. So if you want to join or support Task Force Butler and Veterans Fighting Fascism, again, just add a .org to this or Task Force Butler, and you can get engaged or you can donate to support us. Now, we are a small and not very well-funded organization, only 2 staff, but we're hoping to grow. When we can hire a professional volunteer coordinator, we can start taking on more volunteers. Right now, we're swamped. And I know a lot of you have been reaching out to me on various apps and by email, and trust me, I've got hundreds of messages and I just can't respond to them all. I want to thank you for your interest and apologize that it's going to take me so long to reach out to all of you. But when we get the money to hire a professional volunteer coordinator who can do this full time, we can really start moving. In the meantime, it's important for me to let you know that we are partnering with a much larger veterans organization called Common Defense. Common Defense is a national organization that was originally started back in 2016 in response to the rise of Trumpism. Common Defense is the first explicitly anti-racist veterans organization. That's the reason that they were founded. Like Task Force Butler is the first explicitly anti-fascist veterans organization. That's why we were founded. So sign up, get engaged. I apologize. I'm going to have to ask you to be patient. Task Force Butler is tiny and we can't take on 1 million volunteers. But Common Defense is there to partner with us. And we want to get you engaged, organizing at the ground level to fight fascism everywhere it is. You can find Common Defense at commondefense.us.